It was on this play that Justin Fields was injured today as his head strikes the turf. Welcome to today's video. My name is Dr. Stephen Wilson, and on this channel we analyze the science of sports injuries. So if that's the type of content that interests you, then please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. Justin Fields was ruled out with a concussion today against the Buffalo Bills, and we'll take a look at the play in which this injury occurred. The Buffalo Bills defender is wrapping up Justin Fields here, bringing him down to the turf. Fields does fall onto his back, and then the follow through, that whiplash-like effect, whipping down and his head striking forcefully down onto the turf. This is almost reminiscent of C.J. Stroud last year when he was tackled and he fell backwards and really forcefully hit the back of his head down onto the turf, and he suffered a concussion on that play as well. And today Justin Fields ruled out with a concussion. You know that with Fields striking his head on the turf, it occurred so quickly it actually dislodged the chin strap on his helmet here. We can see that when his head hits the turf. But what is actually anatomically happening on this play, his head in this position is accelerating down towards the turf. Now his brain, of course, is suspended inside of his skull. His brain is not tethered to the bones of his skull, but it is held in place by the bath of cerebral spinal fluid, the CSF. But when his head is accelerating towards the turf, suddenly his head stops, but his brain inside of his head is still accelerating at that same rate of speed down towards the turf. His head stops, his skull bones stop, but his head is still moving, and then we're going to have a bumping between his brain tissue and the inside of the skull bones, and that is what's going to depolarize the electrical circuits in the brain, setting off the cascade of symptoms, which results in a concussion. All from that play of Justin Fields being tackled, striking his head down onto the turf. Anatomically, to continue the discussion of what we're talking about, we're just going to turn the skeleton here. This is a side view of, let's say, Justin Fields here. Now remember, when he fell backwards, the back of his head comes down, strikes the turf forcefully, so his head is accelerating down towards the ground. His skull bones stop abruptly, but his brain inside of his head is still traveling at that same rate of speed. And when you have the skull bones stopping but the brain still moving, you're going to have impact on the back of the skull here of the brain pushing into those skull bones on the inside, and that's going to set off the cascade of symptoms that we know as a concussion. Justin Fields was evaluated in the tent, and then he was taken to the locker room, later ruled out. It was revealed with a concussion. He will enter into the concussion protocol, and if you want more information about the concussion protocol, I will put a link to another video outlining exactly what does occur in that process. Thank you very much for watching today. I really do appreciate your time. Please be well.